because he grew up watching it.
Yeah.
But
He
was a
loves
cool
Superstar
guy.
Billy Graham, right? That was his favorite wrestler.
I don't know about that, but anyways, you know, I mean, he was.
That
just
would have been a good person to be a favorite
Yeah,
wrestler
no kidding,
because
right?
Superstar, you know, when he came out back in those days when he was spitting out all those crazy promos with the rhymes in the physique and that crazy sideburn and that look of confidence that he had out there. I mean, he was like at another level and he was in a different world. So, man, I got big props to Superstar because really he was the first Stone Cold. Because, you know, when Senior was running the promotion, he was a white hot heel who transitioned himself into a baby, but Senior didn't really know what to do with him. They take a strap off of him, give it to Backlund. Superstar almost melts down, and he really had a hard time coming to grips with that. And he went down to, NWA, or WCW was NWA back then. But he was, to me, and you can ask Superstar, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he was never the same after that.
Did you, you remember we were talking about on your show, the Hidden Gem section in the WWE Network? Well, there's one match on there. No, it's not Hidden Gems. It's the old school section where they have like old MSG house shows.
Yeah.
And they had one on there when Superstar came back with the karate gimmick.
Yes.
And his body, you could tell his body, man. You could tell where there used to be muscle. It was just like a bag of bones. I hate to sound like that. It was really rough looking at him like that.
It was different. And then when he shaved the head, it was a whole different presentation.
That's he already shaved the head at that point.
He was doing a lot of that down when he went back down south. Yeah. And here's the thing: was it Georgia Championship Wrestling or was it even NWA? Whatever. But when they named that DVD 20 years ahead of his time, he was
for real. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you go back and you watch some of the old programs of the stuff he worked with Dusty, because they did 3 matches in the Garden.
Yes.
And those two guys cutting promos because, you know, they were, who was first? Was it Dusty or was it Superstar?
I wonder.
Dusty.
Yeah.
But I think they were inspired by each other.
I think they fed off each other. I think they bit some of each other's stuff, like the brother thing.
Two
I think
guys
might have been
bringing that kind of promo style. Yeah, it was just lights out, and they drew money.
And you know, how about this with Superstar? If you watch his matches, and he's just jacked. There's nobody even close to as jacked as him. And he does a Texas straight, or no, he locks up with Dusty, and Dusty powers him up, and he goes flying halfway across the ring.
Yeah,
it's just tremendous.
Well, he was smart.
Yeah.
And classically, was he the best worker in the history of the business? No, not by a long stretch, but he was an entertaining wrestler who could get heat, and he was in his own world. And if you watch back in those old days when Vince was doing those in-ring interviews, and he had that Arizona State shirt on, I watch his video probably a few times a year, and he's talking about...
He had that hat on?
Yeah, I'm excited, you're excited. Whatever, there's pandemonium in the air, and he starts doing all that, and Vince almost breaks a smile. Dude, he could light it up.
Yeah, you could.
How do we start spinning off on that?
I don't know, man, but I'm glad to talk about Superstar Billy Graham any day of the week. But